Now, here's your idiot car guys.
Hi y'all, welcome back to Idiot Car Guys. I'm Jeff. So last video I shot of this car, the Mercedes Benz C350 4MATIC, there was some issues that needed to get sorted. Now if y'all remember from the previous video, I bought this car for my daughter Madison because the Volkswagen EOS turned into be a nightmare. It drove for a while, and then it just quit. And come to find out, it was related to the ECU, the theft deterrent stuff that was underneath, that's embedded into the dash, and so on and so forth. Long story short, you just got rid of the car. Just salvaged it out because tried putting another ECU in it, couldn't get it programmed. In fact, both the original ECU and the second one we put in ended up shorting out. So, long story short, had about a little over $3,000 in the car. I got $700 out of it as far as salvage. Let it go. So meanwhile, I came back and I had purchased this Mercedes-Benz, knowing it needed some issues, because the seller did disclose there was some issues. And if you remember right, this is the car that when it started up had a grinding noise. I thought it was the power steering pump. Well, it wasn't the power steering pump. So good thing maybe, but not really. Because it was another part that, turned out to be a little more costly than I anticipated. But, parts today aren't cheap. And for all of you out there, it's one of those things where you can't get a good deal on parts unless you get online. And I empowered a local mechanic to work on this, and I'm going to give a shout out to him, Jared at J Ray's Auto. He took this on. Kind of fitted into his schedule. He's a certified diesel mechanic, and quite frankly, I'm impressed with his work. He's just started his own shop, and he's going to work on some of my other fleet, and get some of the little things that need to be done on it, because I really don't want to take everything to Omaha to get it worked on, of the stuff I can't do myself. So he dove into this and diagnosed it. And the first thing that he called me and he said, "Well, Jeff, that's power steering pump. That's not the issue. It's your alternator." So the bearings in the alternator were just grinding away, and I said, "Okay, well, we got to replace it." And he said, "The transmission leak, it's the harness it's the seal around the harness, and it was broken, that goes into the valve body of the side of the transmission." Ah, okay. He said, "But, we got to service it." He said, "We got to drop the pan in order to get in there to do that." Okay, so we're talking filter and fluid. Sure, not a problem. Gets that apart and says, "Oh, Jeff," he calls up and he says, "There's another problem." I said, "Oh my, what is it this time? What now?" And he said, it's the conductor plate. And I'm going, "Oh, okay." Now the first part of it, the seal and the harness plug and so forth, he calls Mercedes, and that's a pretty common deal on the transmission on there. But the conductor plate, my goodness gracious, it was $364.94. And the alternator came in at $366. Now, I said, "Well, I get you an alternator." And he said, "Well, Jeff, I can't guarantee my work because I have, I can do a warranty because there's a warranty on the alternator that I get from the, the know-how guys. And so I can warranty my work, and I get, service credits and all kinds of stuff if it fails. I said, okay, well, go for it, this go around. I said, but generally, Jared, I said, I'll provide you the parts. And I said, I'll assume the labor on that. But for those of you who don't, sometimes can't afford that, it's better to go with that. But that alternator was $200 more than what I could have gotten the Delphi alternator for this car, which is actually the OEM equipment. And I told him that, and he said, yeah, okay, I get that. And so then the next thing was quite frankly, the parts in this case exceeded the labor because the labor wasn't that intense on this. And I also replaced the serpentine belt. I just bought it and gave it to him and put that on. So that bill was $1,524.05. But wait, there's more. Now I did pay $1,500 for the car. So I'm in this car now $3,000 for my daughter, and that's about where I was on the Volkswagen EOS. So, but wait, there's more. We still had to add the fluid. Okay, so requires Mercedes-Benz fluid, transmission oil. So he got 2 quarts of it when he was in Omaha. And here it is, Mercedes-Benz automatic transmission fluid, MB236.14. Folks, how much do you think that quart of transmission fluid cost? From Mercedes-Benz, that's over $32. $32 a quart for transmission fluid. Really? Is it made of gold? Is this gold flaking stuff here on the... is that real gold? I mean, come on, folks. $8.99 at your most transmission fluid is between $5.99 and $8.99. But wait, there's more. And it's the same price online. I couldn't get to Omaha to get that fluid. So I started around in the town that I was working at, and well, I found it. I found a compatible one. It is Mopar, part number 051273882AB, specifically for the Crossfire and Sprinter. And on the back, it does use in other power steering systems, other vehicle transmissions, meets MB236.14 standards. Ain't much cheaper. At one Dodge dealership, I found 2 quarts for $27 a quart. I went to another dealership and picked up 4 more quarts for $28.15 a quart, and he gave me the discount because I knew him. So Jared got 2 at $32. I got 2 at $27, and 4 more at $28 and change a quart. So now I'm up to, well, we're looking at, if my math is correct here, we're looking at about $200 in transmission fluid, because this is an 8.3 quart system. Folks, that is ridiculous. But the moral of the story here is you probably need to, when you're adding fluids to your vehicles and things like that, power steering fluid, transmission fluid, oil, check the manufacturer's recommendation. Because if I would have put in a regular just transmission oil, I could have ruined this transmission. And so Jared was very on top of that when he was replacing the conductor plate and things like that. So bottom line is, check your owner's manuals and just follow the manufacturer's recommended, because when it comes to oil changes, it's recommended that this takes Mobil 1. My R350 was Mobil 1, and so I've kept it as that. So I'm encouraging my daughter, if she ever has any questions as she's driving, getting this car serviced, follow the manufacturer's recommendations. So this car has 172,000 miles on it, and actually runs great. Now that we've got it, I'm going to go through and clean it up and detail it up a little bit so that I can turn it over to her. Still have the trunk issue, can't get into the trunk. I do have the little gizmo to if you remember in the first video, I couldn't open it up and open the hood except for with my needle nose pliers. So I have that to put on, and just gonna kind of get it ready for her so that she can pick it up this weekend. So, folks, there you have it. This is a 2006, a modern Mercedes in my collection of vintage Mercedes, 2006 C350 4MATIC. Now I have $1,500 in the car and about another $1,600 in repairs. So that brings this car up to, I've got about $3,200 in this car. So I think this will be a good car for her. I'm looking forward to seeing how well it pans out for her. So I'll probably shoot an additional video after a while of the finished results with the detailing I'm going to do. But folks, there you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll pick this up. We'll do another walk around after a bit. Thank you.